This is the perfect habitat, eh? Some leafy treetop canopy somewhere chewing on a bamboo stick. This is where you'd find the Panda. Well, luckily Fiat brought the cute cuddly animal to ground when they brought out their hugely popular and successful Fiat Panda range. Now, this is my first Panda experience, and I kind of feel a bit like David Attenborough. Nothing new with the one that we're driving today, except it comes with the MTA badge. What does that mean? Does it pack more punch? Is it a high-performance Panda? No, in actual fact, it just comes with an automatic box. Let's find out if this cute, cuddly little animal is still so much fun to drive.
Well, it must be doing something right. Fiat says it's still the best-selling A-segment car in Europe and has been since 2003. It won European Car of the Year in 2004, and there are more than 2 million on the world's roads. The addition of the automatic box, known as a dual-logic transmission, makes it even more of a city slicker.
Unleash me, you're going to cause some pandemonium in the suburbs, driving in our very, very cool Fiat Panda 1.2 MTA. I'm not going to wax lyrical about the looks or the interior because there's nothing new going on here. What we are going to focus on is the gearbox. It's actually quite entertaining. In the beginning, I found myself hurting my neck on every gear change because it literally does thrust you forward. And then I realized it's actually like the miraculous gear change. As you're driving, it actually feels like you can imagine yourself pushing the clutch in, putting it into gear, and off you go. It's actually quite fun once you learn how to drive it. But I think you're going to get that sensation in all small automatics. They don't have the big power source behind them to be able to smoothly cruise through all the gears. Now, if you've driven a couple of automatics in your life, you're going to find the auto box in the Panda slightly different. Have a look at this. You're going to find yourself looking for a park button and there ain't. And the nice thing is you can turn the car off as it is parked here, sitting in auto or manual. You don't have to put it into park because there is no park. The trick in this car when you are driving is that if you want to change gears, you've got to have your foot on the brake. So now it's moaning at me because I've started in neutral. Put it into neutral, drop it back, and it pops itself into gear. Now we are officially ready to go. But if I take my foot off the brake and I change it into a gear, it won't accept it. It actually tells you on the heads-up display that you've got to depress the pedal. So it takes some getting used to, because I found myself trying to do some quick changes between reverse and forward, and found myself stuck in the middle of the road. But once you get a hang of it, that you need to depress the brake pedal, it's actually not that bad. So let's get going. I like the manual option, not that you want to get too sporty on this, but just the position of it is actually very comfortable. Very easy for you to select yourself into another gear. And a tap like that and it puts you back into manual, tap like that and it puts you into auto. It's got the economic button as well, so they really have thought of everything. It's fun. I did think, you know, looking at its competitors, that 44 kilowatts is kind of on the lowest end of the bracket, even though you are paying about 20 grand more than its competitors. But it's not the kilowatts in this class that counts, it's actually the torque. And it's got 102 Newton meters of torque, which is quite a bit higher than its competitors. And that's where this comes through. This car is actually a lot nippier than I thought. Yeah, Pandas are cute and cuddly, but they do pack a little punch. And this is a lot of fun to drive. The car is sturdy on the road. I've never driven a Panda before. And after driving this, I'd love to get in the 100 HP because I think it must be an absolute jaw. Got a fairly firm ride, so body roll for me wasn't too bad driving on my own, but I'm sure if you start throwing some people in here, weight could be affected. But the build quality is solid. You don't have the irritating rattles and moans and noises that you do get in the Cherry QQs and the Cherry J1s and those sort of cars. But I guess you've got to then start considering its direct competition, and for me, at just over 100,000 Rand, you can start getting yourselves into automatic Kia Picantos that have just been facelifted, look super cool, so it might be quite an interesting consideration there as well. Why is it so expensive? Well, sure, the Fiat Panda is fully imported, but you're getting all the bells and whistles in this car, seriously. Electric mirrors, you've got all your little CD adjustments, it even gives you adjustable steering column, which I think is quite cool. Very nice, got a city button as well, and this is the ultimate city car. So when I want to get into parking or do some tight turns, push the city button and it just lightens up the wheel completely, making the drive so much easier. So they really have thought of everything in this, and I must admit, it's kind of one of those design elements that I don't think is going to age in a hurry. The Panda's been around for a while, it is one of Fiat's strongest offerings, and it always has that little cuteness to it. space in the back. Sure, it's a small car, the boot is tiny, but so is every other car in this category. But I've actually been having fun. It's sturdy, it's well built, it's a Fiat, but it is expensive at 140 grand.